Hi everyone, Azriel Knight here, and welcome to day 10 of a fortnight of film, a vlogging marathon where I shoot a different roll of film every single day. If you haven't guessed, it snowed. It snowed overnight, and I am definitely prepared. I think I bought this jacket 2 years ago at a thrift store for 25 bucks, and it is so soft and comfortable. It might be a little bit overkill because it's actually about the same temperature as it was yesterday. Yeah, it's 0 degrees. It's going to go up to 4 degrees. So it's about the same temperature as it was yesterday. However, it does feel colder with all that snow on the ground. Yeah, I love this jacket. Okay, so yesterday I asked you guys on Instagram stories, which film would you like to see me shoot with today? Kodak XX or Ultrafine Extreme 100, and by a vote of 62% with over 180 votes, which is just amazing, you guys chose Kodak XX. I will be shooting the Kodak XX on my trusty Nikon FE, and due to the weather conditions, I will be leaving my 28 to 105mm lens on it. It's funny because it's snowing right now, but about a week from now it's actually supposed to warm up again. This marathon will be over by that point, though, so it sounds like it's at least some snow from here on out. Now, some of the snow might still melt today, and I want to make sure that I capture that winter wonderland feel, so I'm going to head to Prince's Island Park, and it's just a large island in the middle of Calgary, and there's lots of trees and grass underneath snow and cute bridges, and it's just one of Calgary's most beautiful areas. So nothing to do now but load this camera, brush my car off, and hit the road. I gotta slow down. I've been blowing through this whole roll. I'm already on shot number 16, and I've probably only been out here for about 20 minutes. It's really amazing what a small change in scenery does to the creative juices. Right now I'm walking down a path I wasn't even sure existed. It's a dirt path. I'm pretty much by myself. The park has people walking through, a lot of joggers, a lot of old folks. But this area seems to be pretty quiet from people. Oh, I see a school of ducks. I think that's what it's called, a school of ducks. I'm going to try and get a shot. I came down to the waterfront here, and they moved away from me. I didn't scare them too bad. They casually drifted away, but I think I got a decent shot. I don't want to scare them, obviously. It was nice to be able to get in as close as I did. I did manage to get in closer. Pretty happy about that. I've lived in Calgary now for over 20 years. First moved out here in, I want to say 1998. And Prince's Island Park is one of my go-to spots because it didn't cost anything. I want to say for the first 15 years I thought it was Princess Island Park, but it's Prince's Prince, as in the artist formerly known as. And I've never been down this area. This is definitely off the beaten path. This looks really pretty. I'm going to try and capture this. This is likely an encampment. Shopping cart, random mattress. some tarp. Canada, just like everywhere else, has a homeless problem. Another shopping cart over there. Really should have worn my hiking boots today. This is about as close as I'm gonna get to the river, I think. Allie and Brandon, I hope you survive 2020. Random folding table. Blanket. Yeah, definitely an encampment here. Right now I'm on shot number 25. So I got 11 shots to go. That was really fast. This might surprise you, but I don't shoot a lot in the winter. I don't like the winter. I tend to get bummed out. Really grateful for this marathon, because otherwise I might not be out here. Even though it's not that cold. In fact, it's warming up quite a bit. The sun has some heat to it. It's just normally not the weather that I shoot with. And again, feeling grateful for being challenged in this way. Yeah, that's about as far as I'm getting. Now the trick is to be able to get back up in these stupid shoes, which are getting my socks soaking wet. There we go. That was a lot easier than I thought. It sounds like rain, but that's just all the snow melting. Didn't take long at all. It's a good thing I got out here when I did. And also, Hail Hydra. Well, that was a nice walk. I made it all the way to the Peace Bridge. All the way from Center Street to the Peace Bridge, which is funny because on day 2, I drove. And I guess I didn't have to. I could feel my nose running in my mask. And I almost sneezed too. I look pretty rough right now. I'll admit, I'm looking pretty rough around the edges with this foofy jacket and my beard all crunched up. My mustache in my mouth. All right. Got the camera taped, as I mentioned a few days ago, to avoid unnecessary leaks. And I've been keeping it in my bag when not in use. I had a good time though, and I think I got a lot of good shots. I actually utilized the macro feature on this lens for once. Where is it? Right there. So now it's time to get home and get this film developed. Okay folks, I am in the final stages of developing my roll of Kodak XX. I developed at 68.5 Fahrenheit. I didn't change my developing time. As I've mentioned before, if I'm a couple degrees off, not a big deal. If you stuck a bunch of thermometers in, they all read different temperatures, usually within a couple degrees. So I figure it doesn't need to be that accurate. The developing time for Kodak XX in D76 stock is 7 minutes. With all this C41, E6, ECN2 developing, this expired developing, this overexposure, it's nice to be able to just do a nice simple black and white development. This is the last of the wash water. Some films, it comes out clear right away. Other films, you gotta do like double the Ilford's 5, 10, 20 method. Okay, just like yesterday's conversation, I'll be using a photo flow bucket. Somebody in the comments said that they reuse their photo flow over and over again, so I figure using the same one twice is not going to be a big deal. I am taking the film out, but I'm not looking at it. Just dunking it right in there. That looks pretty dark. Don't panic now. Okay, here we go. Wow. That looks super contrasty. Give you guys a quick look here. Yeah, doesn't look, there's nothing that looks unusual about this, which is fantastic. Now I just have to wait for these to dry, but you don't have to. Here are today's highlights and my contact sheet. Well, I hope you enjoyed those. There are definitely more highlights in today's episode than I normally have. And it's really interesting because overall, I would say I did not like this film. And before you go slamming that dislike button, hear me out. I love contrast. I love punchy negatives. I love it. But I want to have control over it. And Kodak XX has really, really strict highlight cutoff points. I found that there wasn't a lot of wiggle room in the midtones. You could only move that midtone slider so much before it just looked muggy. And recovering highlights was extremely difficult. You almost couldn't do it in any of the photos. Now, what does that mean? That means that you have to get your exposure spot on. And when you're shooting snow, you want to overexpose. And today, while I was out shooting, I was overexposing most of my shots by half a stop or a full stop, depending on how much snow was in any given scene. Now, the one time I did not anticipate it was with the ducks. The duck shots, most of them did not turn out because I didn't account for the reflection in the water. I did get that one good one though, so I'm pretty happy with that. And I got pretty close. I got closer than when I was talking to you at the waterfront there. But I don't know if I would shoot with this film again. It seems like a real specialty film. Like you have to really pre-visualize what you're going to be shooting, and or you need to be able to control the lighting conditions. I'd be curious to know how a film like this would handle in the studio. Shooting this film in the snow was for sure an extra challenge because it was very easy to blow out the snow. I would say in some cases it would almost have worked to my advantage to not overexpose. Am I happy with the results though? Of course. I have more highlights than I usually pick, and that one with the flower with a little bit of snow on it is by far my favorite. I don't really know what else to say on it. It's a bittersweet result because it's not really a negative that you can edit too much. You don't have a lot of control. It just says, this is what you get, deal with it. And that's about it. So yeah, anyway, another day in the bag, day 10 complete. And until tomorrow, stay classic. Someone said in the comments that I should just suck it up. Not their words, my interpretation of their words.